Hello everyone, in this video I'll show you the Nissan Skyline GTR 34. Right now you can see how I started making this very Skyline, exactly like this. From sheets of modeling clay, following the blueprints, cutting out the body parts, the car is gradually created from clay, but the detailed transformation of clay into a car will be in a separate video. In this one, it will be just a review of the model itself. And I'll also compare it with the old Skyline that I sculpted 2 years ago, and this is how the car looked before painting. This is all clay, guys, very hard NSP clay, and to turn the clay into a car, it took me 166 hours of work over 22 days. I spent a lot of time and effort, so I hope you've already liked this video. And this is how the car looked halfway through the work. Here you can take a look at how it's built from the inside. Half of the car and the other side of the body. As you can see, I covered it with foil. I pressed it very tightly against the clay. This is necessary to fix the clay in the desired shape, and it also makes it stronger and more stable. The whole body structure for clay holds together quite firmly. Now that you have some idea of how it's made, let's move on to the final model. But before that, the car body needs to be painted. So first I apply a layer of primer, and after that I remove the small dust particles that have settled on the clay. And then I paint it in the main blue color. After that I finish up the model, install the wheels, windows and other details, and here is the final result of my work. What do you think of my new model? Is it a masterpiece or is it just so-so? Be honest. I specifically made a matte finish so that the body imperfections wouldn't be visible. In this version, the body shapes look more or less smooth and even. I made the wheels with a lip and a slight camber to match the overall style. In my opinion, this combination looks absolutely awesome. The quality of the car itself is very high. And to clearly show this, I'll compare this new Skyline with the Skyline I made out of clay 2 years ago. Are you ready to see the difference and my progress in modeling cars? So, this is the clay Skyline, and this is the model kit, which is also a clay Skyline, just a new one. But really, it's hard to believe that this blue Skyline is made of clay, especially when you see the old model, where it's obvious that it's different and handmade. The grey Nissan is actually a copy of the car from Too Fast, Too Furious, which was driven by Paul Walker. Over time, a lot of cracks appeared in the paint on the car, and the hood, roof and spoilers sagged while the mirrors broke off. That part was very fragile. The grey Skyline's front is narrower, and its headlights are noticeably shorter than the blue ones. On the blue Skyline, I managed to make headlights that look very similar, and the glass is made from transparent plastic. Also, the fine mesh in the bumper openings, just like on real cars, adds a lot of realism. I ordered this fine mesh on AliExpress. It's made specifically for scale models. If you compare them from the side, you can see how much better the wheels and brake discs look on the blue Skyline. The body of the grey one is very uneven, with lots of cracks and brush strokes visible. Back then, I painted it with a brush, not like now with spray paint. The roof has noticeably sagged, it feels like someone jumped on it. And here's how the rear part is different. The blue one is made much more neatly, and the headlights also look quite realistic. And the spoiler has really sagged. Apparently this bench was used for something other than its intended purpose. Oh, and the exhaust is missing somewhere too. Now let's take a look at the interior of the old GTR. It seems like all the elements are here, but they're all crooked and not very even. This gives the impression of a low-quality interior, just like the whole car. And the interior of the new GTR. Here we can already see 2 front seats and a proper, even interior with seat belts, a quality dashboard, steering wheel, and pedals. Now let's look at the detailing of the car's underbody. On the old GTR, only the main elements are highlighted, but again, they're all not particularly even. But on the new one, everything is highlighted down to the smallest details. Suspension components, exhaust system, all-wheel drive, frame rails, everything looks much better. And now let's look at the engine. It's the same here. On the old GTR, everything is not very even, but on the new one, everything looks great. You can compare it to graphics in games. For example, the old GTR is like graphics from 2005 and the new GTR is like modern graphics. It's like how it's become popular to make remasters of games now, and I released a remaster of the GTR 34. Well, something like that. Also, by the way, the trunk can open on the blue GTR and you can even put something in there. Thanks for watching. Subtitles by Dimatorzov. But on the old GTR, the trunk was welded shut, it doesn't open. That's the difference between these models, just 2 years apart, and now I'm making cars that are almost indistinguishable from expensive scale models. I wonder what will happen next. Actually, I've already reached the peak of working with modeling clay in terms of creating details and finishing them so they're smooth. Next, it's all about adding mechanisms, making working suspensions, opening doors. In the end, the cars turn out to be very realistic overall. Adding small LEDs so the headlights light up and making better windows without a lot of scratches, but these are all complications. I mainly build cars so I can crash them later and see how they break apart in slow motion. And I made this GTR with the ability to be destroyed too, meaning its body can deform and take more or less realistic damage. I can do a crash test, but I can also keep the car in the collection. And it's very easy to do if you want me to keep this beautiful GTR in the collection. Let's get 5,000 likes within a week from the release of this video. And if we don't get 5,000 likes in a week, then the GTR will be destroyed. I'll do a crash test on it. Personally, I would like to keep it. It turned out really cool. So let's get those likes, please. And now I'll show you the process of creating this GTR, building it step by step. That's all. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're interested in my clay creations. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye everyone.